What's up everyone, China Cycling here. Now you guys might know right now from their super light TPU inner tubes, but if you're a tubeless fan, you may not have inner tubes. But if you're a tubeless fan, you will maybe need some foam inserts or some tubeless valves, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. First of all, I want to apologize if you hear any strange noises in the background. Black Friday just finished, so my team are sending out packages like crazy out there, so if you hear any sounds, it's the packing tape. But anyway, right now, obviously, it's been famous for making lots of products for the past while now, but the most famous of which is the TPU tube. And now here we have their foam cores. They actually sent these to me like 2-ish months ago for testing. But yeah, been super busy. So I'm going to be trying them out today and seeing how easy they are to install, what the pros and cons are, and all that jazz. So if you don't know, the idea between a foam core for your tubeless setup, obviously mountain bikers know, but us roadies maybe not so much. But as far as I can understand, the main advantages are several. Number one, obviously it goes inside your tire, and then when you pump it up, this thing gets crushed and basically disappears. But when you lose pressure, that's when it comes out to have a roll. So let's say you lose a flat, let's say you lose pressure, you get a flat, this goes back up to this shape, and that gives you two advantages. Number one, in theory, it should be harder for the tire to fall off the rim because the tire can't go to the center of the rim anymore, so therefore it can't get loose on one place. Number two, it's still going to give you enough stability to be able to ride home. So that's the theory anyway, we shall see. Oh, and of course, it's always going to be there protecting your rim as well. So obviously if you're running low pressure sometimes and your rim actually bottoms out on a stone or something, in theory this can just take some of the edge off, so it should stop you damaging your rim. However, I'm also worried that what makes it so good is also what's going to make it a pain to install. So the fact that it occupies the center of the rim bed and stops the tire falling off, that's also going to make it harder to install the tires once this is in there, in theory. So right now when they sent me these, they also sent me one of this. I think this is for helping to install tires, so hopefully I don't need that, but yeah, we'll see. Let's quickly throw it on the scales. What have we got on here? 43 grams. Wow, that's weird. In your hands it feels really light, but when you put it on the scales, yeah, 43 grams. So you're adding 43 grams per tire. As a roadie, 43 grams on the very outside of the wheel where it's going to be rotating and stuff. Meh, it's going to have to bring lots of advantages for me to be on board. But let's see how easy they are to install and find out. And then right now also have their new pink looking valveless tube kits. Now right now also have the tubeless valve kits as well. So we've got three different lengths, 45, 65 and 85 mil. I'll be checking these out as well. So what I'm going to use these sets of hypers. I think these are the D33s. And I've got a pair of GP 5000 TRs. I think these are 28 mil. And yeah, change the valves out for this, put this in there, try get everything seated and sorted and stuff, and yeah, I'll come back to you in a minute. If the next time you see me, I'm not wearing these clothes or I've grown a beard or something, that's how long it took me to install it. So hopefully it doesn't take that long. Let's try it out. As you can see from the change of outfit, it is no longer the same day. That was, as predicted, a little bit more annoying than I thought. Yeah, basically once the foam insert is in there, it takes up the center of the rim, and then you can't really push the tire into the center of the rim. And obviously with tubeless, the best way to get it on is to go all the way around and push the center of push the bead of the tire into the center of the rim and then slot it on. I challenged my colleague Tom to see if we could put one on in 2 minutes. I told him to give him like 10 bucks if we could do it in 2 minutes. He couldn't. It actually took two of us around 8 minutes to put on one tire. And so yeah, that was like with one of us like holding the tire in the middle and the other one trying to push the tire off the edge. So definitely not the easiest thing in the world, but yeah, we got there in the end. I think it helps having two people, and yeah, one of you to kind of like push the tire and the foam insert in a bit, and another one to huck it over the edge. We also use tie levers. I think we actually took a chunk out of one of the tie levers. So it's not something I do on a fragile rim. You know, something like a lightweight rim or whatever, like you might actually crack the rim when you're putting it on or whatever. So yeah, so they're actually inserted on the bike behind me now. When I first put it in, I didn't put any sealant in, but without sealant, like the tires were slowly losing air over time. So now there is sealant in there. Of course, the sealant had to go in through the valve hole because the whole thing is already mounted. I'm not taking that off again. I'm kind of interested how the sealant interacts with the foam core. I asked Right Now and they said this foam doesn't absorb liquids, so the sealant should still be sloshing around in there to do its job in the event of a puncture. But after I put the sealant in there, they have stopped leaking air now, so I'm guessing the sealant is doing something. So these now hold air fine, and the foam cores are just in there minding their own business until they're needed when there is eventually a puncture or whatever. But touch wood, I hope there never is a puncture. So a bit of a weird product that you put it in there and you hope that you never have to use it, but it's there in case you do have to use it. Yeah, I did some test rides and let all the air out the tires and rode around them. You can ride around on it. It's not like, you know, you can tell you're riding with no air in there. It does feel super squishy and janky, but you know, you can ride. You could ride home feasibly, like no problem. I didn't try bombing any corners, but you know, it felt like it wasn't going anywhere. So yeah. But yeah, probably not a product for me. I'm not sold. Like I said, I'm back on tubes these days. I've given up on tubeless just because I have quite a few bikes, and each bike I ride like only once a month or whatever, and by the time I ride it, the sealant might be dry or whatever. So for me, the way I ride these days, tubes are a better option. But if you're riding tubeless and you do find yourself sometimes getting flats and you want a solution that's going to, you know, let you ride home if you get a flat, or stop the tire coming off the rim if you get a flat, yeah, give these things a try, I guess. As I say, I'm also using these valve cores now. You can see the pink shining through here. Yeah, nothing to say about these. They do the job. Like I say, they're not leaking any air now or anything, so that's fine. It was easy to put in the sealant through there, so yeah, these tubeless valves also no problem. But yeah, that's this video. Like I say, just showing you the foam cores. Hopefully I'll never have to use them, but it's nice to know they're in there if I do. If you do want to pick up a set, of course, they're in stock at pandopodium.cc. And yeah, I'll update in the future if I ever get a puncture or if I have to use them or whatever. But for now, hopefully I never will have to use them. So yeah. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below. Are you guys using tubes or tubeless these days? If you are using tubeless, do you think a foam core is something you need? Do you use it on your mountain bike? Do you use it on your gravel bike? Do you use it on your road or adventure bike, whatever? Let me know in the comments down below. That's always where the most useful information is. Anyway, I'm also going to do the full review of my Cirque coming soon. I've been running this for over a year now. Absolutely love it. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe so don't miss it. And yeah, China cycling out.